So this case has been a long case, yeah? And now there's a verdict. You know, Puffy's got 4 years. And to me, I think that's crazy, like, especially him doing he's already done like a year at least in jail. They're gonna knock that off, that 4 years. So he might probably be out by next year, or if not next year, the year before that. But either way, it's a light sentence. It's a light bird. You know what I'm saying to you? It's a really, really light bird for everything that he's been accused of. I think is a light bird for me. But let's jump into this video and I'm gonna chop it back with you guys real quick.
Combs' sentence is in, not what his team was hoping for. He will be in prison for 50 months, 4 years and 2 months. Let's get right to Scripps News national correspondent Alex Miller, who's live in New York, who is in the courtroom. Alex, what did the judge say?
Well, Maritza, he will be sentenced, as you said, to 50 months. He's already been in prison for 13 months, so he will get credit for time served there, and then he will have 5 years of probation. The judge was not convinced by Combs or his team's argument that he was a changed man. And he pointed to one instance very specifically, the fact that after Combs already knew he was under investigation, after the fact that that now infamous hotel video was released, after the fact that he apologized for it on Instagram, he still continued the similar actions with Jane, that he still made her take drugs, forced her to have freak-offs, choked her and beat her. He said that was the evidence to him that he was not a changed man. There was one point where he said that Combs did this for 10 years and continued to do it because he had the power, the control, and the resources to be able to do it. And most importantly, the judge said he did it because he had not been caught yet. And that is why he is sentencing him to such a substantial sentence. Now, this is within the sentencing guidelines that we got from the probation official.
That sentence is not a big sentence. It's not a big sentence. Trust me, I know. I've been in jail before. I got 5 years in HMP. It goes like that real quickly. So it's not a big sentence. And as well, another thing as well, you guys got to remember, you know, Diddy's rich. And you know, when you're balling like that, your jail time's going to fly real quick anyway. So if people are out there thinking, you know, 4 years, it's a big sentence. It's not a big sentence. I'll tell you this right now. He will be out in, I don't know, say in 2 years. Good behavior, 2 years. You know, money talks, especially in the States. So I ain't gonna lie to you. I would say he bust case because it was a big ass conspiracy case that got dropped. So the conspiracy probably got dropped. So to me, I feel like he bust case because 4 years is light, especially if Donny's already done a whole year in jail already. So you gotta take that into consideration as well. So, I mean,
who suggested between it's actually between 60 and 70 months, and this is actually a little bit lower than that. And of course, again, he gets credit for time served there. The government had asked for 135 months, which is more than 11 years. He said that is more than necessary, but the term that his team was asking for, Combs's team, they were just asking for 14 months, which is effectively time served. He said that's not enough either. He made a very specific point to say that would not send a message to domestic violence abusers. He said he wants that exploitation against people to know that the exploitation of violence against women will be taken seriously and that there will be meaningful accountability. So there is a deterrence factor to this. He talked about the intimate relationship that Combs had with his victims. He said, you weren't just the John, you were more than that. And that is at the heart of this. His team had said he's not a pimp, he's not a John. And according to the judge, he believed that, in fact, he was. Now, again, he was acquitted on the most serious charges, RICO and sex trafficking, but the judge, Maritza, was able to consider that.
That's one thing I got a problem with. RICO charge, yeah, right? In the UK, RICO charge would be considered as conspiracy, right? And my thing is this, yeah, it can't be a conspiracy case, which is I don't know why they even have a RICO charge on him when he's the only person that's even standing in the jury, standing in the court. He doesn't even have no code E. You can't give someone a conspiracy case who don't have no code E. You need to have co-defendant for someone to give a conspiracy case. This is why I knew this whole case was all bollocks. Was just like a way of trying to just, you know, pin him with something. You know, so that RICO charge, that was a bullshit ass charge. Sex trafficking charge as well, a bullshit ass charge as well. And that's facts, you know, because if you were paying for sex workers to be at, you know, environment, yeah, you paid for that. You know what I mean? Sex trafficking is when, to me personally, if I'm looking at sex trafficking, if you're forcing a female to do something out of her own will, against her own will, where you're drugging her, where you're shipping her from places to places. And they said that happened. But then if that did happen to Cassie's been with him for over 10 years. So she actually participated in the madness. But to me, 4 years is a light sentence, Puff. You get me? That's a light sentence. You're going to ride. That's going to go real quickly. And plus, bro, you don't even want to be out right now. Right? Just sit behind the bar real quickly, man. Let everything die down. You get me? There's going to be always big news coming out. And by the time when you come out, no one really going to care no more, bro. If anything, bro, people are just going to, you're going to be a new topic when you come out at the end of the day. But like, I'm not condoning no type of violence, but those charges they gave this man, fam, were some bullshit charges, bro. Facts. And I'm just going to keep it 100%, you know?
That background as part of the sentence, and he said that he did do that when he was determining this sentence.
And Alex, I'm wondering, what did Diddy say?
Well, he spoke very briefly, but very emotionally. By the way, when that sentence was delivered, he had no reaction. His hands were clasped. He was looking down. He didn't so much as move a single muscle as the judge handed down that sentence. Now, that was different than when he got up to speak. He stood and faced the judge for the majority of it. He apologized individually to Cassie, to Cassie's family, to Jane for his actions. And then he turned around and faced each one of his children and apologized, named them each, and apologized to them individually and to his mother. And it's when he spoke to his mother that his voice began to crack, and he did cry a little bit at this point. But he said that he had lost his way, that his ego got the best of him, that his drug addiction got the best of him. And he said to his children, "I am so sorry. You deserve better." He says, "I'm not a bad person. I just got lost. People can change, and I know I can change." He did say, though, that he knows his actions were disgusting, shameful, sick. He says, "I was sick from the drugs. I was out of control and needed to get help, but I didn't get it, and so I make no excuse because I knew better, and his mother taught him better," he said. So this is the first time we've really seen him take full accountability. He did not apologize in any point leading up to this. He effectively kind of pushed it off in some ways. And so this is really the first time we have seen him say, "I am sorry for what I did." He had asked the judge for a chance to be a father again, a son again. Obviously, he has 7 children, one of which is only 2 years old. But the judge saying that he needed to impose this sentence to make sure that Sean Combs doesn't do this again, because he said he believes he might, and that other domestic violence abusers know that if they do this, if they continue to do it, that they will be caught and that they will face a harsh sentence.
Alex.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, yeah, look, I look at it like this, yeah. This case has been a case of like people trying to, you know, put funny little agenda on this brother, bro. Like at the end of the day, yeah, I don't support anything my man done, you get me? All this freak off bullshit that he had got going on. I feel like it's lack of discipline at some point, you get me? As a man, especially when you're blessed with so much wealth, like, comes with a lot of responsibility. Like, you know, you have to make sure you're disciplined. To me, what keeps me disciplined is making sure that I work all the time. I'm always working. If I'm not working, I'm spending time with the family. If not that, I'm working. I got to always make sure I'm always in motion. I don't want to have no rooms for no distraction. Because if any time there's distraction and I got free time, I know there's going to be stupid, unnecessary temptation. Like me, I don't even go clubbing. I have no need to go clubbing. Does that make sense? So I wouldn't put myself in an environment where, you know, it's easy for me to slip. So that's the reason why I like to grind, I like to build, I like to make sure my families are straight, I like to make sure that I keep growing and, you know, self-development, working that. All these things, yeah, to better myself, I keep doing. With Puffy, he's in the entertainment industry. So at some point, bro, you're going to get caught up in this lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? That's the reason why I say him being behind bars right now, this might even help him out. Detox himself out, you know, start to understand that, listen, bro, like you're in a fake industry, bro. Everyone around you is fake. You feel me? The only thing that you have is yourself and the Most High, and the people that you need to really protect is your family. So when he comes out, bro, he needs to come out on some beast shit. You feel me? But one thing I noticed, yeah, was like when he was going through this, yeah, amount of people, right, that was just like, lock him up for life. All this funny ass people coming out of nowhere saying he did this to me, did that to me. And I was like, yo, bro, there's a strange thing when it comes to success. Like when you're very, very successful and you've been at the top for a very, very long time, a lot of people really want you to fall to the fact that they're going to blame you for things that you didn't even do. You feel me? Because when I look at the racketeering craze, I was just like, racketeering? But how are you going to give a man a racketeering and he doesn't have no codee? That don't even make no sense. Do you know what I mean? They still need to be innocent to be pleading guilty. Don't get it twisted, bro. I am not defending Puffy because I do not know this guy. I don't know the antics he's done. I don't co-sign nothing this brother do. But at the end of the day, I still have to look at it from a different point of view, because I look at it like this, right? If you're a celebrity, right, and you're A-list celebrity, and you got to remember at the time when there's no social media, you have people that's catting to be around celebrities. I love the time that we're in right now, because I don't really give a fuck if you're a celebrity no more. You don't really hold no weight like that no more, which is good, right? So no idol worshipping out here. But back in the days, a lot of people will kill to be around celebrities. That is a big, powerful one to handle. So of course, you're going to use that and take advantage of that. You know, you're going to have parties like the freak off. You're going to have females, you know, some that's going to be at a certain age where you know better that, right, look, you're a bit too young to be around here, but they want to come, right? So they come to the party, you know, they mingle, you know, there's drug flowing around, and it's easy for someone to say, yeah, I got drugged, I got. At the same time, yeah, the only reason why they pin him all this shit on him, because he's the main person starting it, and it all came crumbling down to him. Does that mean that one should get a life sentence for that? And you got people out here that's really murdering folks. I'm not gonna say this guy's a good guy, bro. He's done a lot of bullshit where karma's come get him. But the fact that I see a lot of people say, yeah, he should get lifed off. Why should man get lifed off just because man just want to have fun? I mean, he was a bachelor, right? You're a bachelor and you're sitting on 100 mils. Come on, my brother, fam. You're going to want to have fun, bro. And there's no limitation to your fun, bro. You feel me? But at the end of the day, the people that ain't had the type of money that he has, they will never understand, you know, the thought process of the shenanigans my man was going through and how he dealt with all of that at the end of the day. Because I ain't gonna lie, fame is a terrible drug. You know what I mean? It's like making a bargain with the devil, especially if your blessings is not coming from the Most High, it's coming from the other person, bro. Then yeah, bro, it's gonna crumble down on you. But to say all of that though, 4 years to me, I feel like, you know, I feel like that's gonna go real quickly. I know that that's gonna go real quickly. The year's about to finish. We're in October now. 2 more months. The year's done. Next year's gonna come. That's gonna fly quick. And the year before that, Diddy's gonna be home. So, the end of that case, you know? But anyway, for more of this, guys, man, make sure you guys lock into me. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Stay blessed. Peace. Bye.